All right, listen, in all-time history, there is no other way. Man, that feels good. Feels good to be back. Feels good to once again say there is no other way on camera. And now it's a 5-word phrase. I have a 4-word phrase that I like even better. And you know what that one is? I told you so. And for the rest of eternity, I will continue to say that to anybody who wants to argue with me. The current, future, all-time forever showrunner of Miami and his manager respectively, Mikey Barreneche, Andrew Habeeb. How we doing, boys?
Pleasure to be back, bro. I mean, after that.
Bro, how much has changed since the last time?
Unfathomable to the common
We're
man what has
literally
happened.
on top of the world right now.
It's unbelievable. Listen, behind us, and by the way, this is so all requested by Mikey Barreneche. We said we're doing it in the Fountain Blue tonight. Debut at Live. How we feeling?
Like, this is all supposed to happen.
I think it was all destiny, honestly.
Bro, it feels crazy for me. And it's like this has been like a 10-year journey for him.
Well,
you know
let's
what I mean?
see. So since the last episode, we did ours in when? March of 2024.
Yeah.
Ours was in 2023.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, October 23, right?
So we didn't even talk about music on that podcast.
Nothing.
Barely. I mean, very
Nothing.
little, but like, bro.
We did mention the manager position a
Yeah.
little bit, and then
But I just started.
yeah, that was just when
That
you
was
had
my
gotten
first
into
month
it.
ever, yeah.
And now looking to what we have
Yeah, bro.
at this current point is just
been crazy.
unbelievable. So we're all here tonight, obviously debut at Live. It's going to be an unbelievable show. I mean, the timing of how this all came together. So if we go back to Miami Music Week 2025 this year, we all link up.
Yep.
Mikey Barreneche playing Stamp Record Show. It's an absolute fucking staple. So we said we're going down. We're going to be there. Miami Music Week annual. Absolute tradition. So we all go to the true mecca, Flanagan's, which is an absolute auto. If you don't understand that, I don't know what to tell you because that is what it is. And we're all having dinner. We're talking about, what has transpired in both of your careers at that point. And then we were talking about the management with Habeeb. And the dots just seemed to kind of connect at that point.
Yep.
The pieces of the puzzle were kind of put together. And that started the conversation to you guys working together.
Yeah.
And then I think a little bit after that, I guess how long was it after that you guys really officially started working?
It's like
Like a month, maybe?
But we stayed in contact ever since that day of Miami Music Week.
Yeah.
So it was like the writing was on the wall for sure.
I never thought about it until that week.
Yeah.
That week.
Well, neither did I. I didn't even go for that reason. Like, if it wasn't for Red, I wouldn't have even gone to Miami Music Week.
Yeah, well, that's a whole.
Yeah.
One night in the Iron Paradise changed our entire lives.
It really did.
We'll take it back a little bit. I was planning. I remember I texted you and I was like, "Hey, I'm coming down alone for Miami Music Week," because Habeeb wasn't even planning on going.
Yeah.
So this was early in the fall when we had just moved into the Manasquan winter rental.
Right.
Myself, Habeeb, Sam Johnson. Come on now, Cinco FIFA. Better recognize. But just so happened one night I was getting ready to go to the gym at my normal time, which was in the late night.
Yeah.
And you had gotten back, I think, from somewhere, and we were talking.
Yeah.
And then we ended up going. And how the conversation, as I remember it, ended up being that you were going to go to Miami Music Week was we had gotten to the Iron Paradise. We were lifting, and then you were just asking me about what you thought your direction should be in terms of music, because at that point you weren't doing it, and you wanted to get back into it. And then we kind of just talked it through, and then it ended up.
Probably the best advice I was ever given, to be honest.
That's how I remember it.
Yeah.
I mean, from your perspective, what was it like?
Yeah, it was literally a Friday. I remember I worked, I got done early, and you went late, so I had like nothing to do the next day, really. You said like, yo, you want to be at the gym? We went to Condon's, did our whole thing, and then I was just, had so much going on, like was just recently like ended music, wasn't sure if I wanted to get back into it because like if I work with somebody, I want it to be somebody who's like I believe in 100%. And that's the experience I had. And then obviously I wasn't even thinking about Mikey at the time. Obviously I knew about him, but you were like, yo, you got to come to Miami to Music Week and like get back in. And I'm like, bro, I wouldn't ever go to Miami Music Week as like a fan. Like I'd have to have some sort of like reason. So you kind of convinced me to go because I know you were going to shoot the podcast with 4B. So it kind of gave me like, I need a reason to go to somewhere and it's got to be like a deep reason. So you kind of said like, just give it a shot. You'll be with me. We'll be doing stuff. We'll go to the Tracklist event, stuff like that. And then it started to really snowball. Then we went to Flanagan's. Then it started to align. And then like my last year of life has been in fucking insane, bro. And the shit we've been able to do. Like every day I tell, like, I don't go without saying like, bro, how did this happen? I go talk to Red, bro. Like he has the story. Like,
it's part of that story, that Flanagan's, that you guys don't even know about. Like so much has changed from that day that we went to Flanagan's. I think we went to Flanagan's on another day. There was no show. It was like one of the first days. And when I left Flanagan's, like I was like, oh yeah, like I can't like keep hanging out. Like I gotta go work.
Yeah.
You know what I did after? I put on the Uber Eats app and I had to fucking do Uber deliveries.
No way.
I went straight to Winn-Dixie to do somebody's groceries.
No way.
And I was grinding the Uber Eats deliveries because I didn't have a job and I wasn't making enough money with music at that time. So
This last March?
yeah, literally.
I didn't even know that.
I was grinding on Uber, like doing Uber Eats deliveries for like a good 4 months at least because shit got so slow. And yeah, like nobody knew I was doing that.
Yeah.
And then after that, then I got a job just working like front desk at a gym. Like nobody knows any of this happened.
Yeah.
And then from there, like it's like as soon as I started working full time, like music started to go up again. I started making music like before work and during my lunch break every single day, and then after.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Man,
no, like
I didn't even know
I'm
that.
playing like at the Surf Cumber, and the day before I'm making deliveries on Uber
Right.
Eats.
I remember you talking to me about this. I called you in the fall when I think it was probably right when I booked the trip to Miami Music Week. And we were talking about it and you said, yeah, I'm doing Uber Eats right now. I'm delivering.
Yeah.
Because I just need to make money. Like music is not paying the bills, so I got to figure out a way. And I want to say this as well. When that really, to me, had an effect because when you listen to your first episode, which we'll talk about as well, of the Reddcast, like the stories that you tell and the way you talk about how music and the music that you've made hit with these big artists and what you had accomplished at that point. And then we hop on the phone, you're like, yo, I'm doing Uber Eats right now because music's not, it's like that. I was like, yo, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like, this kid has done so much, in my opinion, has accomplished so much in music already. If you listen to that episode, like you cannot deny that fact. And the kid's out there grinding because that's what he needs to do. And you said that, you're like, I got to do what I got to do, but I want to make music happen.
Yeah.
Fast forward, we go to Flanagan's. You guys end up starting to work together. And it's been about 6 or 7 months at this point, but right after you guys started working together, I believe in the timeline, was the drop of the song that changed it all, the Percolator remix.
He's like, yo, you got lucky.
Now, we have to talk about that song. I mean, that song has just taken off, and every single DJ I feel like I have seen, I mean, we're talking Dom Dalla. I mean, that clip was absolutely insane. And that's when we had already seen people were playing it. Then we see that Dom Dalla clip. Where was that? Bonnaroo. And it just went off. Then you have the plane flying over clip, which is a whole, I'm like, at one point I thought, these are all like massive festivals. I'm like, oh yeah, that was, Habeeb's like, you saw the clip? I'm like, yeah, I saw it last week. He's like, no. It came out today. New clip, another festival, another.
I kept updating him with clips like constantly because it was always something new like every couple of days.
Was that song ready to release before that time, or you guys had finished it close to the time you started working together?
I think when we started.
I think you were actually still finishing in the track.
Yeah, I don't remember the timeline where that matches up. It must have been because I released it like shortly after I finished it. I didn't wait that long because the first time I played it was probably the show before we started working together or the first one. And it had a good reaction. And I was like, oh shit, like I need to finish this and put it out. And I didn't want the song to start popping off if it did before, like too much before it came out. I wanted it to be out so I could like get the benefits of like all the streams and have the song blow up. Because if it's blowing up and there's nowhere to listen to it, then it's like I'm kind of like losing it.
I can't stand when that happens. When a song goes viral and I go to try to find it and I cannot listen to the whole song. But that's, I guess, the state of where social media and TikTok is now. That happens a lot. But so obviously you released Percolator. It's your song along with GioMetrik, unbelievable producer. What has it been like since that dropped, and what was your reaction like when it really started to gain momentum?
Since that, it's like life-changing, like completely. Like it's like I think I was already respected when I walked into a room, but now I feel it even more. Like it's just a completely different. I feel like I'm on a newer level now. Because before that, it was just like every time I leveled up, it was like one step on the ladder, one step on the ladder, one step on the ladder. Percolator was like if you gave me 10 ladders and stacked them up and I got on a helicopter and you pushed me up there. It's like, and it's just such a simple song. And I remember like making it. I made it while I was at work, like on my break time, and then I sent it to Gio, and he did the first drop, and he called me. He's like, bro, like, here, you listen to what I did, and I don't even know if I like it, bro, but this is what it is. I listened to it, and I'm like, bro, this is gas. And I was like, dude, I think I'm gonna change mine. I don't think I'm gonna use the train. I think I'm gonna change it more to like your style. And I ended up more out of like, I like when I feel like I'm done with a song, I'm done. Like I can't even touch it anymore, bro. Like I'm tired of it. It's like eating food and you're tired of the food. You're like, ah. And so I almost like, I don't know if laziness is the right word, but I'm almost like out of laziness, I just didn't change it. Because I did like it, but I just thought the drops didn't match to be in one song. But it's the best thing I ever did was leaving it in.
I saw the clip you talked about explaining it when you were like, I wouldn't even made that second drop the way it was unless I heard the one that GioMetrik sent.
If I heard his drop first, I would have never done it.
Wow.
Never.
So that's what it was. If you had heard that drop before you made yours,
Yeah,
it never would have been.
I would have tried to make it more similar to his.
To complete the song.
Well, that
I thought that was like the best part of the song when I first heard it all together.
Well, it's interesting to see, you know, because there's two significant drops in that song, and you see all the DJs playing it all over, and they're playing both of them. But I think that train horn, that was what just really made it take off. I mean, when that hits and you see the crowd reaction, no matter who is playing it, it always goes off.
I think that's like a similar thing you'll see in a lot of my songs. Is like, oh, this is like weird, but it's cool. I think it's cool. That's why I did it. But like if you go to like a track like Bussin', it's like the song is like the vocals are so off the wall. It's insane. But I think it's cool, and that little thing like clicks with people. So the train thing is, I think, what clicked for a lot of people.
DJ's inspired.
It's what DJ's inspired. Well, obviously you guys know I started bartending at Jenks this summer, which was absolutely off the charts for me. I don't think I've ever had more fun than when it is absolutely slammed and you're just getting slaughtered back there behind the bar. Saturday night on the beach, myself, Casey Lambusta, the GOAT, Michael Jordan. I think it's Casey Leonardis now. She just got married. But, I mean, that, to me, this summer was so much fun. But I started hearing them play it all the time. Like, every night I was working, all of a sudden, it's time for the Percolator. I'm like, oh, shit, this is Mikey's song. And then it just hits, and the place goes nuts. And when I started to hear it in circulation at spots that I was just going to, I was like, wow, this has reached like a pinnacle level of people playing it, because you're going somewhere there, and obviously all the big name DJs played it, and that is what boosted the popularity, I think, as you see like the social media effect on it. But then when you go somewhere and you just hear the song and you're like, damn, it's like, and Jersey, greatest state in the union, my friend. So if they're playing it in New Jersey, you know it's real.
You made it.
I think it's just the craziest part, obviously, is the DJs. It's like mind-blowing. It's like Dom Dalla, Alesso, Fisher, Green Velvet, but it's like I could show up to, like I went to the mall and there was a pop-up and the DJs are playing it. It's like weird. It's like almost, if I meet a DJ, it's almost like I can assume they've played it before. Any DJ like on my level or lower or above. It's like it has over 8,000 downloads at this point. How many DJs are there in the world? Are there more than that? Goddamn, there's like
probably now
more than 10,000.
We're coming up to
That's
the
a lot
number.
of DJs.
Yeah.
So
Over the
like,
summer, I was getting FaceTimed like crazy. Like I was in Miami for the tracklist video we were doing. FaceTimed 3 different times. It got played at Jenks, DJs, and Nebula in the same night. And Omar, my other 2 friends who were out down the shore, I'm like, damn, this is getting played like New York, down the shore, Miami, the mall. You know what I mean? It was crazy to see like the length it was able to go, and still going.
I mean, Green Velvet. I'm like, whole time I'm waiting. I'm like, where the hell is Green Velvet in this mix? I mean, we got everybody. I'm like, it's his song. Where is he in the mix of playing this? And then, but I mean, once he did, it was over. EDC,
That
right?
came
EDC Orlando?
full circle, dude. Like the amount of people I got on the phone with to try to like, or emails and like cold emails and cold calls just to try to like get in touch with somebody, because apparently he doesn't have a manager. So like he's just completely doing everything himself, just crushing it, and which is harder to get in contact usually with somebody. So, but then it came full circle. EDC were there, and he rips Percolator main stage, and it was a crazy moment to see. You know, like from it starting in May all the way to EDC a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, thinking to that moment, it's interesting because it's like, how do you get even more excited about someone new playing it based on the names that have already played it?
Right.
And I mean, mention Alesso. I mean, Calling. It's
Yeah.
like the greatest EDM.
To me, it's
of all-
like that's the biggest to me.
it's insane. So then you still like, we're like, oh, well, Green Velvet still hasn't played it. It's his song. And then bang, he plays it. And then he brings you out a Dare.
Yeah. I met him because his videographer, I forgot how I got in touch with him, and he's like, oh, you want to meet him? I'm like, 100%. So as soon as I got to Dare, like, he was already there chilling in the back, just drinking, whatever. And then the song starts to play, and like, I wasn't like gonna go up there. I didn't want to be like that guy to just push myself in there, but like, everyone is just like, bro, you get your ass up here right fucking now. And I'm like, all right, bro, fuck it. Whatever happens, happens. And then I get up there and he's cool with it. I'm like, all right, perfect. And I had to like, dude, like running back through there.
Slam
There was
that
like
day, bro.
too many girls in the way. And I'm like, just going in between.
That's what
I'm
Red's
like,
for.
Fuck.
Stiff arming him out of the way.
Booth manager, logistics manager, tour manager. That ain't happening on my watch when it happens. I'll tell you that much. Actually, there was a girl from Jenks that was back. I was looking for her in the clips because I saw yours, and she was back there that day.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, with all her friends. She lives down in Delray in the wintertime and she bartends in summer. But yeah, I mean, again, just being able to get excited more and more as it has not lost any momentum. Like, it continues to build. Now, from the manager side, you know, did you expect to be doing everything you were doing right when you started at that point? Because again, we didn't realize the level that Percolator was going to go to before you guys started working together. And then it drops, and now it's just like, all right, we're off to the races. What was that like for you?
I mean, it was completely nuts. Like I said, when I started in music, I was brand new. Like, Cisnero, obviously, as when I managed him, he showed me everything, and I give him props because he just like showed me the ropes. Like, I was 21 years old in like clubs and just going around like super young with people who have been doing this for a long time. So I was able just to absorb everything like a sponge, and I learned from that. And then when I started working with Mikey, I didn't know really what to expect. Like, we only met each other a couple times. I knew he was a dog, like a hard worker. I liked his music. And then I remember us talking in the car, like, he was essentially showing me his like the past places he's played in the past 6 months. And there was a little bit of like a dip at the time, like he wasn't playing as much. And I'm like, just thinking in my head, like, if I got on the phone and emailed, bro, or just like basically like tied the knot of the shoe and pulled this together, there's no way he can't get back to like a year before that when he's playing like X amount of shows, you know what I mean? So then that's how I'm thinking. The first song that comes out is Percolator, and bro, he calls me like, Chris Lake just played, or Chris Lake just downloaded, right?
Yeah.
Or somehow, or he commented nasty or something on
Something like
TikTok.
that.
Nasty on TikTok.
And that was the first
I
thing.
remember.
And then, bro, it just started snowballing. And then we were like meeting every week, and like, I'm like, dude, this is like awesome how fucking legit this is. And I could push someone who's fucking doing so much shit. You know what I mean? So it was, I didn't expect anything but to work with someone who I trusted and liked and can get behind the direction they were going to. And then it just started the best humanly way possible, you know?
I mean, and listen, going back, so this is when we were all sitting at dinner, and then I had texted Mikey after and talking about, I was like, listen, you know, you were at the time, I think, right before that, working with someone else. Mm-hmm. That fell through. You had been working with somebody previously, like months prior.
Right.
That didn't work out. Right. And we were all sitting together, and you guys were talking about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, listen, I saved the state of New Jersey in 2021. Everybody, you need to understand this. So if I give the stamp of approval, since I've never been wrong, it is a fact. And my belief was that if you guys started working together, because obviously we were discussing it and you guys started to talk about it, I thought it would go to the next level. Mm-hmm. And the timing just proved that, because you guys start working together, Percolator drops, and now you've got Andrew Habeeb behind you running the show, doing all these back end things that were at the time extremely necessary, because you don't want to get to that point and then not be prepared for it or have somebody that could help you. And it just worked out so perfect the way it all played out.
100%. And now we're even getting to new like spots where things are growing so quickly. Like, I'm able to even help with like creative ideas and like just get like be even more myself. Cause bro, things were so busy that I was just on the phone and emails 24/7, which I'm fine with because that's needed. You know what I mean? Like, people don't understand you don't get there without that stuff. You need the artist with his brand, his vision, all that stuff. Like, one of the reasons he has blonde hair is literally because I just had this guy become my assistant, and he made a good point. Like, you need to be identifiable, like how Dom Dalla has the mustache, how Green Velvet has the green hair, all that. And then Mikey's like, fuck it, bro, I'm gonna go blonde. And I was like, do it, bro. And then it looks fucking sick, like better than I even expected. But now, looking at what we did the past 6 months, dude, the next 6 months are gonna look, I mean, there's not even, I can't put into words right now the stuff we're gonna accomplish, you know. So
yeah, I'm excited to see what's next, especially just given everything that's happened in the last 6 months. It's like, okay, what's the next half of that year working together look like? And it's funny because like so much has changed in that sense, and also a lot has changed for me. Like I have not been shooting too many podcasts. I've been like, once I got the job at Jenks for the summertime, I was like, well, we were coming up to summer. It was funny because all of this happened at the same time.
Yeah.
And we were going back and forth on what the fuck am I gonna do? Like listen, these were daily conversations in the Manasquan rental. What the fuck are we gonna do? And at the same time, around where you guys started working together, I had just gone in to talk to Joe Rowe.
the GOAT.
The man.
Shout out Joe Rowe.
The man who runs the show, Joe Rowe. And he's the night manager at Jenks. And I went in to talk to him, and after a couple months going back and forth and staying on it, he told me, he's like, okay, I'm going to give you a chance. Which is crazy because Jenks really was the only place that didn't know exactly what I had already accomplished with Reds New Brunswick. They're probably the only place that didn't, like, most of the staff there I was meeting for the first time this summer, whereas if you talk about a spot like DJs,
Right.
they knew about it all.
For sure.
And I had talked to them 2 years ago, and they passed on it.
Big mistake.
But, you know, at that time, we're thinking about what we're doing. And Joe Rowe gives me the shot. I started Jenks. I'm like, thank God, because I needed something. The events are just not the same as they used to be in Newark, which obviously our family has a Reds right next to Prudential Center. So I was looking for something, ended up going to Jenks. 7 days availability. Joe Rowe said, you want 7 days, 7 nights availability? I said, every day, put me on, open to close,
Bro.
I can make it. I need a turkey avocado wrap, 300 milligrams of caffeine, 200 milligrams L-theanine, and I'm dialed. There is no looking back. There is no other way. But so that worked out for me. And then we get a midsummer visit from you guys.
And the
Warzone.
we
I should have brought a helmet.
bro. Bro, we got to mention the squad who went. The squad in DJs that night was the best time I had in 2 years in DJs. It was literally us three, Pinto, Cisnero, Jason Keats, Luke. Bro.
Oh my God, that's right. I forgot everybody came that night.
Then we went to Johnny Pim's and had the craziest afters ever.
Oh,
bro,
that drop where they're in the, I mean, listen, we're going to clip it in. Absolutely unbelievable.
The video was nuts, and like that somebody took. And like, how could you say that Jersey's not the best place ever after seeing that? You know what I mean? Like, it's literally, that was the craziest night ever.
Yeah.
And it was so sick to see.
And I just happen to have off because usually I'm working Friday nights.
I saw Red 6 times the whole summer, and I lived with him half the summer because that's how much he was working.
Yeah.
It was insane. I literally saw him 5 times.
Yeah, I had a very good time that night, and I hadn't been able to get out to DJs at all.
40 white tees off rip.
Yeah,
right?
off rip. Joe Salafrio, absolute auto lock. We go right to him, 25, 25, 25, 25. And again, I just hadn't been there at all like throughout the summer. So I said, all right, well, Mikey Barreneche is coming to town. I'm off this Friday. I'm not picking up a shift. We're all going to DJs because the plan was obviously Saturday night at Jenks, unmatched in all-time history at this current point. So you guys were all going to come there. Now, Encore plays every Saturday night. So I had been talking to him the weekends leading up, and he was very excited to have you come to Jersey. He rips every Saturday night on the beach, and it's a full-blown rave out there. Him and High Def. Absolutely unreal every weekend. They crush it. They absolutely crush it. And then, of course, you got to be back there with him, and he played Percolator, and it went off as it always does. But it was interesting. I mean, your first visit to the Jersey Shore, what was it like for you?
That was the craziest part, was going, and at this point, especially like seeing how juiced both of those places are, I'm like, Jesus Christ. It was cool to see a town where it was like not people the age of college, but it was like a college town. It felt like it was like the afters were like exactly the same, except everybody's older. And then Jenks was indescribably juiced. I was like, I think I preferred Jenks, and it could be just because how we were treated like royalty there. I was like,
the hospitality.
Shout out to Cousin Ant.
yeah,
He's the man.
the GOAT, bro.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. And that was weird for me because I've seen Jenks on TV a bunch of times, and then now I come, and like people know me there and they're playing my song there, it's a weird thing to experience. But I think I prefer Jenks.
Well, at this point now, I'll say it, and this is coming from a guy who was at DJs Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights for 2 summers straight, never missed. At this point, the level that Jenks is on, it's not even close.
Yeah.
It's light years above everywhere else. It is insane when you see that place on a Saturday night, and I never really saw it because I never really went to Jenks too much. Like for us, that's over the bridge, OTB. We don't go there. So like if you're over the bridge in Manasquan, you usually go the Manasquan circuit and up. I always went to DJs. So, and Bar A as well. But I never really made it to Jenks too much. I went there more in recent years because a lot of the Rutgers kids like to go there as it gained popularity. And the reason that it has taken off so well, and this I always say South Beach is one of the bar names on the beach. It's the one right in front of the DJ booth. It's the house that Joe Rowe built. What him and PJ, and I'm sure a few other people behind the scenes have done over the last couple years, when they had the idea to build those beach bars, because what you saw, it was not like that. It used to be a beach that went all the way down. Yeah. There was no like fenced off area.
I didn't even know that.
So yeah, this is all over the last like since basically COVID. Yeah. So they built out those 3 makeshift bars that you just absolutely get slaughtered at every night. But how could you not want to be drinking on the beach at night? It's 80 with a breeze. You're in the greatest state in the union. It's summer, the Jersey Shore. It has all of the aura of that which you think it would. It's just like you wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
For sure.
Yeah.
And when you see that in action, especially when you came on Saturday night and you get to see like the energy that's there. Now, DJs isn't by any means hurting. They still have people in there. Right. But if you are talking about this like in prior years, and again, I work at Jenks, but I only went to DJs. No, that was always my spot. It was the Mecca. Yeah. And then to see what they've done, like Joe Rowe and PJ, I mean, they turned it into such an amazing nightlife spot. And working there is like a whole nother level.
Bro, but I could see like the hospitality was so good and I wasn't even DJing.
Yes.
Right.
Like they were so nice to us and made sure we were good, and I was like, you don't get that everywhere. And the first thing I said when I got behind that booth, I was like, bro, this looks like Tiesto's fucking DJing here. There's so many people. Like that I've never seen that before without like a ticket selling artist being booked there. Like that's crazy.
And that's what I was saying before. I'm like, you don't even understand. Like when you see it, especially just from my perspective of starting to work there this summer, the first time I saw it, I'm like, holy fuck, it's a different level. Because it's all outside like that. But then if you go inside, it's also fucking packed. Like it's a huge, you have the live music inside and then you have the DJ outside. And listen, you know, the inside, the live music, whatever. Sean Patrick and the Alibis, though, I'll tell you that. Freebird, absolutely unfathomable to the common man. The way they ripped that to close the night. I say it to him every time. I'm like, you're the only live band I want to see here. I say it every time. I want the DJ. I want the house, the techno, the bangers. And Encore puts the dubstep in there too. Yeah. They'll get the Subtronics remixes in there all the fucking time. But it's just to watch it in action and actually be part of it now. Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, I could not be happier working there. Like when people ask me like, oh, how you like it? I'm like, dude, it is.
I work there 7 days a week.
I said the only 2 things I'm working on for the future of my life are how I'm going to open Reds Miami, because that will 100% happen, and how we can get a 365-day-a-year Jenks Club open, because it's that fun. And it's like, for me, going from running the show to just being part of it, and I just have to show up and bartend, I could do that all day, all fucking night. I don't need any fucking sleep. I don't need nothing. Turkey avocado wrap, 300 milligrams caffeine, 200 milligrams L-theanine, and I'm fucking dialed. And it's all time. I mean, it's just so much fun.
It's juiced, but it's so big that you don't feel squished.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest thing. I'm not trying to be like this anywhere anymore, bro.
You're
like
a booth
I'm not
baddie
in fucking
so.
college. I got him bougie, bro.
He was like, I like Jenks because I'm a booth baddie, because it's like Miami. But I'm like, yeah, and I've never really been back there because it's Jenks, and I'm like a Jersey guy, so it doesn't really, like, you don't think of it like that. But Jenks is smart for hiring you, because like I would never go to Jenks if you didn't work there, like ever. Like I've gone a couple times and all my friends went to DJs. It's the only thing that made sense for me. And if you're in Belmar, that's where you're going to go. But now when they hire someone like you, they're bringing all that Reds crew squad back from when you were running the show, and it's migrating in. So they're like super smart for taking like the opportunity to hire you, because so many places, like DJs and others missed out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I said it's interesting because they're the only ones who really didn't know.
Yeah.
Joe Rowe, I mean the DM, I call it the
way
DM heard round
the
the
way
world,
you pitched
dude.
him, bro.
I hit him up and I was like, hey, do you have like 10 minutes when you're going to be around, like getting ready for the summer where I could come in and talk to you? I'm looking for a job bartending down here. He had known a little bit about me through the podcast. I thought he had known more about what happened at Reds New Brunswick, but his reply was, interesting. You want a shot at the title? Question mark. And I'm like,
That's great.
I'm like, all right, I don't know Joe Rowe at this point. So I'm like, okay, I got to come back with something. Now, my initial reaction, which I didn't respond with because you can't come off this confident when you're asking for a job, was, well, I don't ever remember losing it. So I don't know what you're talking about. I still got it.
What'd you say, though?
Instead, I said, well, I'm 15-0, beat all the top contenders. At this point, a title shot's the only thing that makes sense.
Right.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
he replies, this really pissed me off. He goes, okay, Jake Paul. I go, this motherfucker.
No way.
If the bar industry was boxing, I'm nowhere close to Jake Paul.
No.
We're creeping up on Muhammad Ali level.
Yeah.
And you're going to call me Jake. So I'm furious. So then I respond with something else and nothing happens from it. So then a couple days later, I send another message and I said, listen, all jokes aside, and I listed out a ton of things that you would probably only say if you kind of knew it from the perspective of running a place like that. And so once I sent that, he got back to me and he goes, actually, I'll take this pretty serious. Hit me back up in March and we'll talk.
And March comes around.
comes around,
Same, bro. Literally.
Chased him down and the rest is history.
And most of you put a job application in online. He's in the DMs going back and forth
no.
saying, I've already
Well,
won the title.
I hit him up directly because we had been connected already. So,
Yeah.
you know, and I thought he'd know. But again, I go and talk to him and he said, he's like, listen, you don't need to explain everything you did there. I understand that you kind of have an idea of what you're doing, so I'm going to give you a shot. And once he said that, I was like, damn. And I knew I didn't even post about it. I didn't do anything, like even for the first couple weeks because I didn't want to fuck it up.
Till the intro
And I just
video.
wanted to be perfect every time I walked in. And then finally, intro, Memorial Day weekend video, we let it fly, and the rest is history. And it's been so much fun. So a lot has happened for all three of us since. And it looks like going forward, it's just going to be all time. So in terms of where you guys are looking to go, obviously Percolator still has momentum. What are your thoughts on where music is going with you guys right now?
Music wise, I've tried to like kind of make things similar, but it's hard to replicate like something I've already done. Like it's like I said earlier, it's like I'm eating the best pizza, but I just finished eating it. Like I don't really want to make another song like that. Maybe I'll try to use the same sound, which I did in Launch Signal. I used it like another train, but that's the end of it. Like I'm not gonna drag it. If I could bring it back years later and it just fits, then maybe I'll do it. But I'm just staying around the tech house, melodic techno. Those are the three that I'm around right now. And then like anything else I want to experiment with, like I'll do it and maybe not release it, or maybe only play in my sets and things like that.
I think we're trying not to get caught up too much on one song because it's a career, and a song doesn't make your career. I mean, even the biggest guys who have like A-Craze has Do It To It or someone like that, they still have to make music after that in order to stay in the game. You know what I mean? So I think we're just like, if you look at it like an orange, squeeze the orange, get as much juice as you can, and then move on. You know what I mean? So we're still in the phase now where it's being supported and all that stuff, but new music ideas, new stuff, new shows, new stuff like that is just constantly on the plate right now. So
And trends change in music, and a lot of people will try to, I don't know if they try to act or they try to fight it, but it's like people put such a bad rap on the trends, and I like, if there's a new trend of music and I like it, what am I gonna do? Not make it? Like just because I don't want to like follow the trend? Like I don't really care. Like the trend of music has changed from when the time that I made Percolator. Things are sounding different. So when I hear those new sounds, it inspires me to make something like it, and that's what I do. I made the Percolator song because I was hearing like Chris Lake and Chris Lorenzo's music. Like they were doing like stuff with like lightning sounds, and I'm pretty sure he did something with a train too, and that's what made me do it. I'm like, this is the main idea of the song, the train. Boom, did it. On to the next. Like now a lot of stuff that Odd Mob is doing and Beltron influenced the entire game completely. Like not just the minimal world, he inspired like the commercial music world and tech house world, and Max Tyler is another one. Like them two, I think they inspired like No, Max Tyler, Beltron, and Odd Mob inspired the whole game right now in the tech house world. And am I gonna sit there and like not make something like that just to not follow them? No, like I like it, so I'm making music because I like it, and I'm not gonna like just like try to sit at my desk and think of something super new every single day. Like while you're trying to make something like them, that's when the magic happens and you make something different. Like you can just grab things from those songs and do something new. Or, bro, I say straight up, like, bro, if you want to make something like that, I think that's fine. Like people like David Guetta, Swedish House Mafia, they said like, bro, we want it to be Daft Punk so bad. Like, do they sound like Daft Punk to you? They don't really. But after you say it, maybe like I look at their music, especially Swedish House, I could see the inspiration, but they're nothing like Daft Punk because they're them. Like we don't have the same brain. Like you'll take some things, but you're not gonna take everything because you want to use the sounds that you like at the end of the day.
Yeah, you're someone who, after talking to you on the first episode of the Reddcast that we did, listening to your mindset on how you think about music and the way you make things, and Habeeb and I talk about this as well, like managing someone like you who has really an entrepreneurial mind as well is very helpful. But you, when it comes to music, you said it in the first episode, you're like, listen, I make a song, I'm ready to move on to the next one once it's done. I don't get caught up on it. I'm not like, oh, this is the one, this is the one. I make it. If it gets that reaction, that's great. And that's obviously every song I make, I think is going to have that reaction. I'm making it for the purpose of people enjoying it. But if it doesn't, all right, I'm on to the next one. I'm okay with making this music, putting it out, and then seeing what the reaction is and going from there.
Yeah, it's like a lottery ticket.
I was just about to say that.
They're all like a lottery ticket. To me, they're all winners, but
Of course.
the market is the market. I can't get upset about the market. Like
I know, and
the
so
fans
many
choose.
people.
But that puts him in a different level because as an artist, and I'm not an artist, but I can only imagine how difficult it could be to put something out that maybe you're not comfortable with or not 100% confident in. But he's been able to like put out music, one song a month, whether it's a different genre or not. And obviously, I think we've niched down naturally just off of Percolator becoming so big. The first thing I was going to say to him when I started managing was something like, yo, we need to niche down your sound. And he told me every manager, every person has told him that. And I didn't even have to say it because Percolator got so big that it kind of made sense to, stay there at least. But yeah, I see with other artists, it's extremely difficult for them to put out music that they don't feel 100% confident in. And I think he just has the confidence in all of his music that if this one pops or it doesn't matter. It's the next song, the next song, the next song. And it's going to put you now that's how you get all the support, all the connections, all that stuff is just by constantly being consistent with your music,
100%. And the confidence is so key.
Yeah.
But also when we talked about the niche thing, you said this to me at the house and I was like, the thing with Mikey is like any sound that he goes for, like he makes a song that's so fucking good in that sound. So it's hard to niche down in that sense because I feel like you can, but I guess once you decide in a direction, you can kind of focus on that and see.
I think for him, it just naturally happens though versus other people trying to force it. You know what I mean? Like for him, he was like, I can't not try to put this out because I'll be uncomfortable with the fact that I didn't put it out. And I'll just let the market test like who likes my songs. You know what I mean? And I think that the thing is that's ballsy though, because it's like, or not ballsy, people don't have the confidence to do that because your sound and who you are as an artist is kind of like together, you know what I mean? But he's just said, I'm blazing my own path and clearly it works, you know what I mean? So even I learned something from it because you could even apply that to anything you do, business, other stuff like that. Like just literally put yourself out there and see what works, and 100%. And then you kind of figure out who you are through that method.
Yeah, I related to doing the clips for the podcast because when I do the clips, I'm not thinking about whether it's going to go crazy
like
or
pop
not.
Off, right?
I'm doing the clips of the podcast that I think are good, that I think are funny, that I think people will resonate, that know me, that know the guest. And then at that point, again, it's like a lottery. You put it out and maybe it'll go. And your last episode, I had the 2 most viewed clips. I mean, the one that went crazy about explaining the circuits of the Jersey Shore. I mean, there's people who still come up to me to this day. Now at Jenks a lot because I don't know a lot of those people. It's a different circuit. But they're like, dude, you have the podcast, right? The 2 circuits. And we just start talking about that clip. I mean, it's got like 400,000 or 500,000 on Instagram, which is crazy.
My brother DM'd me the clip and then he's like, yo, my boys just sent me this. And I guess like some were kind of shitting on it and others weren't.
Oh, yeah.
And he
Great.
was like, yo,
Yeah.
my brother lives with this guy.
You know what I talked about last time? It's like sometimes that confidence bothers people. That's what's bothering them about those clips of you too. And that time when we did that podcast, like, yeah, there was things that we were doing that were cool. It seemed like maybe on the outside, things for my career were looking up, but it was like one of the lowest for sure. Yeah. I only had one show that week. I think like it was super low, but my confidence was still there that things were gonna be all right. And where was that podcast shot? The first one we did.
We did it at Miami Music Week in the Hyatt.
Was it a Hyatt?
The Hyatt.
Where are we at now?
Fountain Blue.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a good point.
That's fire.
Wow.
So I was like at the lowest, and I still knew I had things going up for me. At some point, it was gonna go up.
I'll even say his confidence from the day I met him hasn't really changed from.
It's gotten better.
I didn't even. Yeah, I'm saying, or it's definitely gotten better, but I'm saying the fact he was still confident from the fact I met you in New York, in Brooklyn, from the time all the way up to your Uber Eatsing after our dinner, like, which I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? Which is sick to see, because I've seen some people's confidence get fucking destroyed just based off of like the status of their career, which I understand. You know what I mean?
I think there's ups and downs.
Yeah.
To the confidence, but the ups and downs can be up here instead of like just down here, and that's like I would say that's the one thing, like that's the most important thing. Like work on your confidence, because how do you work on your confidence? You get prepared.
Right.
How do you get prepared? Like you learn. Like if I'm so confident in my set tonight because, bro, I prepared 10 years for this day. Mm-hmm. Like I prepared more than 2 hours for the set that I'm playing today. Like I know every transition. I know when I'm coming in, when I'm coming out, when my set ends, when I'm gonna play each song. I know, hey, this song, photographers gotta get a video of this song for sure. Like I have no worries at all.
Yeah, there's something at Condon's where we go to the Iron Paradise. It says pressure only exists for those who have fear. Those who have fear are those who aren't prepared. It's very simple. If you haven't gotten ready for this, then you have to be ready when the moment comes. Otherwise, you may feel the pressure.
Just stay ready.
Yeah.
I got delusional confidence, but I think that's why we work together.
It's something we all have. We all have that, and we all have that mindset of like we know the direction to go, but that's good when you have a lot of those people around, because then you can actually get it. Like, because I'm the type of guy, I won't listen to anybody. You ain't gonna tell me nothing about this. And I'm gonna lay it out, and that's gonna be what happens. It goes back to the nap last year when we're talking logistics. Oh, I don't need a nap. I'm good. I said, watch, you're gonna eat. You're going to get tired. We're going to take a nap. I'll already be in the bed taking a nap. I promise you. Habeeb comes in the room. You were right. Oh, surprise. I haven't heard that before. Psych, I hear it every time someone tries to argue with me. But I want to go back to what you were talking about, the low point, from the outside looking in. Because 2024, and I said this to Habeeb before, I was like, that year for me, it was the year that the podcast got the most traction, because I released those episodes. I did the episode with Jake Shore that year, which was a big episode for me. So that one was the one right after yours.
Yeah.
But at that time, this was about a year and a half after Reds had closed. And I'm just like wondering, what am I going to do? But from the outside looking in, like, I think a lot of people saw that I was back helping my dad and my uncle working at the other two Reds. But like the reason I was looking for something in the summer was because that was coming to an end. When the season ends for us in May or late April, it's done and I have nothing. I'm like, I cannot just sit around and do nothing. And it was a low point for me as well, because I'm like, what am I going to do? And what do I have to do? This relates to your episode as well, because you had already done so much of music and still felt like you weren't at the point you should be. I'm like, dude, the success that Reds New Brunswick experienced, I'm like, what does anybody else want to see? I mean, I could show you the numbers. I could show you all the, like, what do I have to do to get a shot just bartending at a bar down at the Jersey Shore? Everyone already knows me. Everyone knows what happened. And somehow, again, if you wait it out long enough and you keep pushing, I do feel like in the end, it does work out. And getting the job at Jenks, that was what worked out for me. I feel like maybe even Percolator for you. Like, you just have to keep pushing and never give up. And from the outside looking in, a lot of people may think there is so much success going on at that moment, and you could be totally just down. Yeah. But I think the most important thing when you're at that point is, like, you have to just wake up every day and keep going.
Yep. Yeah, and you can have all the credentials in the world, and you still have to make it happen. Barely ever are they going to come to you. We're here today because everything happened with the song. And then I was like, okay, I think this is the right moment to reach out and try to get booked at Live. And I knew who the guy was at Books, but I didn't have any way of contacting him unless like I Instagram DM'd him. I just didn't think that was appropriate. So I did know one person's email that works for Groot. So I said to him, yo, I think I know what his email is. I'm not going to say how I figured it out, but we put it in, we sent the email, we let it rip, and the guy, I think he responded that day to the first one, right?
Yeah, he responded, and then to basically like, I love Mikey, like where am I based and stuff like that, and then essentially said like reach back out in like August or something, and I reached back out early in like July, like last week of July, because I'm like, he's got to send this guy an email, and then
he didn't respond to the first one.
Yeah, so we didn't hear back. Followed up again, which if you're paying attention, you got to continue to follow up in order to make these things happen. And then I remember where I was at work at the time. He calls me, bro, he just responded saying November 29th, Oliver Heldon's direct support. We answered within freaking 1 minute and locked it in, and that was what it was.
I'll never forget it. And that would have never happened if we didn't put in the work to reach out.
Yeah, if we didn't.
They're not going to come find you. Why do they, like, you got to show you want it. There's a million people that want to play here tonight. There's only one doing it from 12:30 to 1:30.
100%. And you know what? It does get difficult in the times where you're down to have that mentality and be like, damn, like, because you just keep thinking that, oh, man, it's just going to be the same result. But if you keep going, it ends up working out. And I remember us starting at the winter rental when we were getting to the end of it, and we were just talking about, like, holy shit. Look at all that has happened since us moving into this place. When we first moved in, we had no clue where everything was going. Right. We had no clue where we were going to end up. And then, not saying that this is the end-all, be-all, but just being in a much better place than you were. And the three of us are the type of people that have the drive to keep going no matter what. Yeah. So I can only see it going up from here.
Today, I have been soaking it in, but it's hard at the end of the day because, okay, I'm doing live, but I'm not headlining. Yeah. I need to be the headliner. And then the day that I headline live, I'm going to feel it way more. And then the day that I do that, I'm going to be like, okay, but I got to do the Miami Heat Arena.
Yep. Auto lock. Absolute auto lock.
Like, I want to look up and see the rafters.
Yep.
It never ends for a man. Like, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter what you accomplish. It's in our nature to continue to, like, constantly chase and go towards something. And that's why it really doesn't matter if you're at the top, bottom, up a mill, down a mill. It doesn't matter because you're in that constant state of hunger and trying to accomplish. And if you're not that, it's probably not cut out for you to do anything.
I'll tell you this, like the day that I do that, the ultimate dream, close Ultra, then headline live after, I don't know what I'm going to do that day.
Yeah, we're going to make our own
What
festival.
do I do?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
I got to make something up.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to be at both fucking shows. That's what I'll be fucking doing. And we'll be shooting another podcast, 100%.
100%.
It'll just be annual every time the show just gets bigger and bigger. Yeah, it's been unbelievable to see what has happened. The timing of you guys working together, how it all came to be. I think things just fall into place the way they're supposed to if you keep your head down and you keep pushing. And again, from the outside looking in, it doesn't always look like things are not great. But for the people who are experiencing it, if you keep pushing, things will work out. And then when you get to that level where things are actually taking off, like you just said, that's going to end too. So you have to remember that.
That's
very important. When things are at its top, they always say, like, be careful how you treat people on the way up because you're going to see them all on the way down. And that's a fact.
100%.
And if you treat people with disrespect or you act a certain way when things are going great, that will come back around to get you.
For sure. Yeah, especially like, dude, it's like I've traveled more than I've ever have in my life. It probably looks cool on Instagram, which is a fake world anyways, you know what I mean? But like, it doesn't matter because no one knows what's going on behind the curtain. Like we said, Uber Eats, like I quit my job like a month ago just because like I couldn't stand it anymore. I'm not a 9-to-5 person.
The behind the scenes, we're going to do a whole nother episode of me and Habeeb talking about behind the scenes.
We've been every night at the apartment talking about crazy shit. But yeah, it's like no one knows what's going on. So that's why it's like I stopped caring about literally what everybody thought. You know, like literally I don't care because I know what I need to do. I know who I want to be with, and that's all that matters to me. Everything else is exterior, extra, all that shit. So like you said, it shouldn't matter if you're headlining Ultra or it's your first gig ever. How you treat people, how you show up, how you do all that stuff is super important.
And even that live story, like when we found out, like people don't know this, but bro, I'm driving. I'm at work when I found out.
Me too.
People think that I don't even have a job anymore.
Right.
Which maybe I could quit and live off of it for a little bit, but I just learned from like the last time I started going up. And this job like actually helped me a lot in my career, so much. Now I actually have like a good job, so I don't even want to leave it yet. I actually like it. But I just say that to say so because people like will message me on Instagram and they're like, bro, you made it, bro, you made it.
Yeah.
Bro, I haven't made shit. Like I haven't made it until I could quit my job and I make a living and I could buy a house off of music. And people might see someone at my level and think like, oh, he doesn't even work anymore, he's good. Like, nah, like I gotta work 7:30 a.m. on Monday.
Yep. Live on Saturday night, work Monday morning.
Bro, I was literally driving. I'll never forget it when I saw the email. You're down for Oliver Heldens, November 29th. I'm like, oh my God. I looked at my manager at work. I'm like, why am I here?
Bro, I was on a forklift at work.
Yep.
Like people didn't, you know what I'm saying? Doing a very
social media too has blown this out of proportion that everybody sees you or sees things and thinks people like got it all figured out.
Yeah.
Nobody has it figured out. And one thing I learned over the last like 2 years being at that bottom, I said, I will never stop working again. People, oh, you're going back to Jenks next summer? I said, I'll be there till I'm dead. When I die, I will be serving drinks at one of those beach bars at Jenks.
But that makes more sense to me than retirement.
Yeah.
Like I never want to retire.
Yeah.
Like I never want to stop working ever because I just retires to expire is such a true quote.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You stop and it's over.
It's over.
You have to stay moving.
The old guy always dies the minute he quits his job.
Yep.
And that's why like the guy who stops leaning into his thing always just loses himself completely. You know what I mean?
Yep,
so like
100%.
we're definitely not on that path. But
yeah, well, none of us are stopping anytime soon. But well, I know you got the driver coming for dinner soon. So any last thoughts on where music is going? Anything else with you guys moving forward before we wrap up?
Step on the next. Like, I'm so scared of going back to how I felt before. Like, I can never go back. It's like that like momentum is everything. It's like it's almost like a Coke bottle. Like everybody's going up and up and up, and it feels like I'm in the middle now, and I just need to get to the top of it to stay there. Like, and still you're not staying there, but now at least when you feel down, you're up there, and I'm not going back to the bottom again. And that's like my biggest fear right now is going back to where I was. I can never go back.
Never.
yeah.
Habeeb?
I mean, that's so true. Like, I'm super excited to see, obviously, what we're going to do because I think, like, the sky is literally the limit. I'm excited for a lot of stuff in music. I'm going to write a couple Substacks coming up on, like, how I thought the year was in music, what I think is there to look out for stuff. Like, a lot of stuff in music has changed with, like, the style, the BPM, all that stuff. For me, like, the type of music I listen to on a daily basis is completely probably out of, like, I love Clams Casino, a bunch of, like, old producers who... And it's funny, I take that and I'll pitch it to Mikey or other guys. I'm like, hey, take a listen to this and see if you could put it in there. Because that stuff, I'm always thinking of like visuals and videos and stuff like that. So definitely going to do like some Substacks. We're going to go to the moon. I have a lot of ideas, you know, behind the scenes stuff. And I guarantee you'll definitely be there with me, you know, pitching me ideas as well. So
I'm there.
Yeah.
No other way. Well, watching what you guys have done in the last 6 months, absolutely incredible. All the success so far. I'm excited to see where it goes next.
100%, brother.
Tonight we ride or live, baby.
I live.
Mikey Barreneche. R.I.P. Michael. Yeah. Let's go. And we're out.
Let's go.
All fucking time.
It's time for the